think what's cool about your experience, so you spent some time in retail at Menards, you went to a CDJR store, you made that transition to automotive retail, and then you found this store, Jaguar Land Rover South Shore, and you said you knew the first day you met Jim, one of the sales managers here, this is the right store for you.
Yeah.
So how did you know, how did you discover that this was the right store to grow in for automotive retail?
For me, it was walking in and feeling the energy of this dealer. That was the biggest thing. And kind of just looking around, observing the sales people and the managers, how they were kind of speaking to one another, and just the lively energy that I was greeted with when I walked in.
Yeah, I mean, the sales team, even the service team, you look at Jim, you look at Jack, their energy, their passion, they just love what they do, and you can feel that.
Yeah, absolutely. That's one of the biggest things that pretty much caught my attention and drug me in.
Yeah, so going back to your first time in the retail side of it, when you were working at Menards, basically construction, supply company, tools, retail like that. If people don't know what that is, which in the Midwest, we know what that is.
Right.
Everybody knows what Menards is here. Yes. So why did you like working there? Why did you like retail so much?
Just like I said, working with people, just kind of building relationships. And in Menards, there's just, in the Midwest, you have your regulars. Yeah. So you build relationships within that retail company. And so I'm just a people person. Yeah. I just like working with people. That's the biggest thing. Yeah.
And even just being here today, seeing you work with clients and kind of interacting with them, it's so clear that you like being around people, you like working with people. Mm-hmm. What is it about working with clients now here at Jaguar Land Rover that you love so much?
I just love building that long-lasting relationship and kind of tailoring each experience to each client separately. So it kind of just wows them and makes them remember me forever.
Yeah, so you've had time at a CDJR store, now you've had time here at this store. What are the two differences? I mean, they were in somewhat the same area.
Yeah.
So you've seen the same region, but with two different brands. What have you seen with the Jaguar Land Rover side of it that allows you to invest more in that relationship?
Yeah, so the clientele is a bit different, I would say. And then just these products that we're selling, they're awesome. I mean, that's one thing that I love so much about this job is diving into the products, and when you're excited about something, that gets the customer excited about something. Yeah. So, I just love it.
Yeah. And so how long have you been here at this store now?
A little over a year now.
A little over a year.
Yes.
And if you look back over the last year, what have been some of the challenges that you've been able to overcome?
So just growing with this company, all in all, I mean, obviously stepping out of my comfort zone, going to different trainings and things like that, which, like I said, it's a little bit different, but I definitely love it.
Yes. And we've touched on this in a few of the other episodes with some of the team members here and with Jack, but Jack has done such a great job at investing in the team and really developing them. So let's talk about training for a second. Is the training a lot? Is it over the top sometimes? What's the product knowledge look like? What's the training look like for you guys?
It's not so much over the top. Each section does focus on just specific areas in product knowledge or just clientele, things like that. And that's what's great with Jack. He loves sending us into training and really dives into us. And with this business alone, you get what you get in, whatever you put into it, you get out of. And that goes throughout the whole company. I mean, so if he's putting in all of this, investing in us, then obviously we'll give him more as well. So
yeah, true. So, looking back over the last few months, what have been some of the favorite parts of your job? I know you said investing in time with your clients, really building relationships with them. Obviously there's years that can come into that client advisor relationship. So I can only imagine you're looking forward to working with these people again, time after time.
Right. So, I mean, the thing that excites me the most is just our inventory coming in and being able to call our customers hey, I have this coming in. I have this, let me put your name on it first. Come check it out. And with the new designs and everything, it gets the customers excited, and getting them in, kind of teaching them what the new technology is and all of that good stuff.
Yeah. And I mean, there's been a lot of changes coming for Jaguar and Land Rover.
Yeah, absolutely.
Obviously, there's like new models coming out. Jaguar's going to be going through a redesign. I don't know if that's super public yet, but there's a lot of like big things coming for that side of it. And I'm sure that there's so much excitement that's coming for the brand as a whole.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, Jaguar, Land Rover, they have a lot of different plans in the future, which we're all excited to see, which don't know too much. We know little pieces here and there, but yeah, very exciting.
Yeah, so let's go back to like the very first day when you walked into the store.
Yeah.
So like point out like 2 or 3 things that were really specific, like, hey, this was a good store. I knew that this was going to be a good opportunity for me, and I knew that they were going to invest in me and develop me. How did you know that the very first day when you walked in?
So when I walked in this dealership, the first thing I noticed was the salespeople. Everybody just looked very happy, and that's a little different when you're walking into other dealerships.
Sure.
It's a little. Sometimes you can walk in and the vibe is just off.
Yeah.
The vibe was on here, instantly. So walk in, everybody just looks so happy. And then I met Jim, and then we pretty much had a short, brief conversation. And like I said, his energy was just outstanding to where I'm like, okay, this is somewhere I can see myself working with these people, even though I didn't even know them at the time. Yeah. But I just kind of could read the energy in the room, and just... yeah, that's what brought me here.
Yeah, well, it's interesting that you bring that up, because when I got here today, you were actually the first person that greeted me when I walked through the door.
Yeah.
And your energy, your desire, like even just the eye contact, you acknowledged the door as soon as it opened. You made eye contact and acknowledged me. And I can imagine that it's just that way every single time that someone walks in.
Yeah, absolutely.
And like I didn't walk in with like a briefcase or like anything weird. Like I just walked in like an average Joe, and you like treated me like a real person, which was great to see.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, with all of our customers, clients, people that's been here before time and time again, to people that walked in here for the first time ever, we treat everybody exactly the same. And like I said, once we get to know our customers, build that rapport, and tailor the experience to them, that's what really makes the South Shore stand out.
Yeah, true. And man, like it was really intimidating, Tabatha, for me to walk into like a Jaguar or Land Rover store, because I mean, it is a high-end dealership. And all of a sudden, like just the fact of how nice you were and the way that you made eye contact and just general conversation, it really took that down like immediately. And again, like I can only imagine the entire team is the same way.
Yeah.
And the service department, I can imagine they're the same way too.
Yeah, absolutely. They are.
100%. When you work with clients, like what are 2 or 3 things that you want to do with them so that they walk away and want to send that referral business to you also?
Well, like I said, just tailor that experience and make it a big deal for them. I mean, because it is a big deal.
Yeah.
And then just those things will make us stand out as a team and as just even one person, me standing behind the company. So they'll always remember, oh my gosh, Tabatha did this for me. And then in the end of the transaction, of course, like make it special. But then even inviting them into the service drive, getting them just a referral of, hey, this is who you'll speak to next time you come in, or whatever the case may be.
Yeah, and I mean, even with like people that are buying these higher end vehicles, they buy them sometimes as a celebration of a moment in life.
Absolutely.
And I can only imagine how cool it is to like celebrate that moment with those people.
Right. That's what makes me so passionate about my job, because just me seeing the looks on these people's faces, and when people are just buying their kids' cars and things like that, just the excitement. It's like I get more excited than they do sometimes. Yeah.
Well, if you look back to like the last like year, or even like a couple years ago when you were at the CDJR store, or even when you were at Menards, like, almost a decade ago, what advice would you give yourself about where you're at now and like what you should have done back then?
Yeah. So when I first started the car industry and got in this business, I definitely took a risk. I knew nothing about cars, nothing about the industry whatsoever. So I think I just thought too much into my head, thought too much. So I guess my advice to myself would be just calm down, be yourself, be your genuine person, and they'll take you as wherever you need to go.
Yeah, be genuine, be authentic, be real.
Yep.
Yeah, how cool. Well, looking forward to like the next few years, like 3 years, 5 years, 10 years, what are some things you're looking forward to that you're excited about?
Growing here. So obviously, I'm a salesperson now. My goal is to jump up to finance manager eventually, and kind of just keep climbing the ladder.
Yeah. And it's cool when you're at a store that has a career path built out that says, hey, like, here's the next step. Here's a step after that. Here's how you get to the next step. And I can only imagine with a leader like Jack or with Jim that they really give you that guidance and say, hey, here's what it takes to succeed to where you're at, but also get to that next step.
Right. Yeah. They definitely are very motivating and inspiring. So.
Yeah, that's cool. Well, Tabatha, thank you so much for taking some time out of your day. I know you have a client here right now, so thanks for spending some time with us and filming this today.
Awesome. Thank you.